The joy of a wedding in Tanzania.
There was this beautiful woman.
And everyday life in Germany. Christian Kreisel is a doctor at a German university clinic. His wife Irene comes from Tanzania. The couple live together in Marburg and have 2 daughters. Christian dreams of moving the whole family to Tanzania, where he wants to work as a doctor. Irene, though, is less than enthusiastic.
I like being in Tanzania, but I don't necessarily want to be there longer term.
I would never leave my children here.
And your wife?
Let me think about it. Take the kids and leave you here? No, I'm being silly. No, it's slowly clear there could be an opportunity for me to go there for a few years. As long as it works for the family.
Irene and Christian met in 2010 when he was in Kilimanjaro for a medical research project. Irene's home was right on the mountain.
One early morning, I passed by a building site in Irene's hometown. There, among all the male construction workers, was a young woman carrying a heavy steel beam on her head. I thought, wow, that's impressive. I somehow found it endearing.
I was exhausted. I thought, why is he staring at me? I didn't know what he wanted with me. Then, when I came down and saw him up close, it was like love at first sight. Then afterwards came a struggle. Everyone wanted to break us up. They said to my mother, "Your daughter is going to leave with this man and be sold. You know how it goes. When girls go to Europe, they're no longer women. They're just sold, like a prostitute." After that, whenever I met with Christian, I got a couple of slaps from my mother. "You must never meet this man." It was so heartbreaking.
But despite resistance from the traditional village community, Irene chose Christian. She moved with him to Germany, where they got married in a German registry office. Now Irene is certain her children should attend school in Germany. Christian dreams of living and working in East Africa. At the end of 2023, they were once again on their way to Tanzania for a family visit. This time, Christian has a traditional ritual to contend with. Although in Germany they're already officially married, he now has to present himself as a husband publicly before the entire village.
Now we're going to Kibosho, Irene's hometown, where she was born and raised. It's about 1,400 meters up. It's very rural, with a significantly lower income and education level. When I go to Kibosho, it's me going to the mother-in-law's place. Kibosho is definitely not a homecoming, I would say, but Tanzania feels like a second home these days.
Right on the slopes of Kilimanjaro, the highest mountain in Africa at almost 6,000 meters, lies Irene's former hometown. This time, the Kreisel family is in Tanzania for 6 weeks. Most of that time, they stay in Irene's mother's house. Christian is passionate about the project he's working on, a partnership between the university clinics of Marburg and Moshi, a town at the foot of Kilimanjaro. For some time now, they've been organizing a student exchange, on which work is set to intensify. Irene's mother, Prospina, is not wealthy, but she manages well and is largely self-sufficient. She harvests her own plantains.
I was born in this house in 1994. This here is a new building. As a child, there was a mud house here. We had 2 rooms that the whole family slept in. One room for my mother, my brother, my sister, and me, all in one bed, the 4 of us. My grandmother was in the other room. If I hadn't spent the time in Europe, I think it would be normal for me. Now that I've experienced German culture, though, when I come back, I can't imagine living here.
Christian thinks living in Tanzania could be a great adventure for his children.
Look, this here is the vanilla. Here, with these leaves.
He wants to offer them experiences they could never have in Europe.
And this one goes right up to the top. Can you see it?
With the help of a photovoltaic panel on the roof and an old car battery, they have electricity for a single LED lamp in the evenings. Christian doesn't see this as the future home for the family, though. He'd continue to receive his German doctor's salary, affording them a comfortable life in the city. He wants to convince Irene of the plan.
I notice that she has difficulty enjoying the benefits, or even understanding what it would be like to have an upper middle class lifestyle in Tanzania.
Irene doesn't want to be viewed as the rich lady from Europe in her old home, where the situation for others is so difficult. Poverty among the Maasai, for instance. The couple visits a traditional village, or boma. The village elder asks the German doctor for help. Christian examines a severe injury that still hasn't healed months after a motorcycle accident. Irene translates her husband's advice. The leg needs to be examined with a CT scan. Here on the step, the doctor is unable to help further. The only CT scanner available is at the university clinic in Moshi. Christian's diagnosis is well received.
She wants a second husband. But then you...
Got it.
Some 50 kilometers from Kilimanjaro, in the Maasai steppe, there have been years of catastrophic droughts. 3 consecutive rainy seasons didn't arrive. The effects of climate change are undeniable. High up on Irene's mother's mountain village farm, they still benefit from Kilimanjaro's snow. They have water here, but the glacier is melting and will soon be gone. They've been cooking for 3 days. Several women from the village are helping. A white man, an umutsungo, presenting himself as the husband of a local woman in the celebration is quite an event. It's never happened here before.
When she came with an umuzungu, I was shocked at first, but then I was pleased.
Was it not a problem for you?
No, only when she went to Germany. I was very afraid she would never come back to Tanzania.
Now, at least, Irene is back for a few weeks.
There aren't many people here who know I'm married. They think I only have a boyfriend and, of course, the children. For me, this is an exciting moment to make it clear that he's not just my boyfriend, but my husband.
Irene's mother has sent her off on a break. She doesn't have to help with the cooking and can go to the hairdresser.
For us in Tanzania, looking good is very important. It's part of our culture. For example, when you're getting married, the person getting married is expected to look beautiful.
The celebration is like a second wedding. Around noon, dozens of pots are carried from the mother's yard to the only nearby lodge where the party will be held in the evening. Irene's mother is pleased that her son-in-law now speaks a bit of Swahili. For the big event, Christian has asked a friend for help. He's known him for years at the local clinic. He understands German and can translate.
My name is Christian. I come from Marburg, Germany.
Marburg, Deutschland.
Exactly 10 years ago, I came to Kibosho for the first time, and a training center for the sisters was being built. And there was this beautiful woman. And I especially want to thank Mama, because she eventually came to trust me.
Fortunately, it seems everyone else has too. Christian is accepted into the family and the village community. He even gets a new name, Mr. Swai, which means strong branch. While the women celebrate Irene's official wifehood, Christian is able to thank all the guests personally. The official wedding in Germany was a few years ago, but today they're receiving a traditional African wedding gift. 2 huge, beautifully hand-embroidered blankets, specifically bedspreads. The message, now they can truly share a marital bed. One question remains open, though. Where? The mood at the party is great. There's a grand feast. Between Irene and Christian, though, things are still unresolved. Will the future family home be in Germany or Tanzania? The next day, they're set to leave Kilimanjaro again. Irene views it as returning home to Marburg, while Christian hasn't given up hope that they might move to Tanzania in 2025.
I trust us as a couple and as a family that we'll be on a journey of discovery, and that in the end we'll find a compromise that everyone can live with in happiness and contentment.